Fill out your tourney brackets now in the Fox Sports Radio Bracket Challenge. Visit foxsportsradio.com to register. Fill out your bracket and get the rules. Compete against Fox Sports Radio hosts like yours truly and my partner Rob Parker and fellow listeners to see who has the best bracket. The winning bracket wins the ultimate college sports trip for you and a friend with a $2,000 Graduate Hotels gift card, a $1,500 travel credit, and a basketball swag bag. Wow. Sounds tremendous. The foxsportsradio.com bracket challenge is now live and is presented by Graduate Hotels, where college fans stay. Also by Tractor Supply. He's an NBA champion, Sirius XM NBA radio host, New Orleans Pelicans TV color analyst, and a Fox Sports Radio NBA analyst. Our man, friend of the show, Antonio Daniels. Antonio, what up, man?
How you?
Chris Broussard, Rob Parker. How you boys doing, man? You guys all right?
We're great, man. Great to have you on. Before we get to the Pelicans, we were just listening to the update, and you may have heard it too. I mean, just tonight, Jason Tatum out, OG Anunoby out, Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero, Tobias Harris, obviously Joel Embiid, Donovan Mitchell, Cade Cunningham. And I'm not talking about load management, Antonio. I'm not, this is not a anti-player, thing or anything like that. But it feels like we're seeing more guys get injured today than, say, when you played. I'd say than any other time, but let's say when you played. Do you feel that way, and why do you think that's the case?
We have discussed this on our radio show ad nauseum, fellas. I am a firm believer. I know the game is different. I know the game is different now. I know the way it's played now is different. I understand all of that. I am a firm believer that a big reason why guys are injured so much is because of load management. I've been that's a hill I'm willing to die on. The thing that Adam Silver came out a couple of years ago and said there's no data whatsoever that supports load management.
Right.
But think about this in relation to other sports. Like, if you're going to run a marathon, you don't just get up and run a marathon. You have to work your body up so it's prepared for the marathon to come. And what I'm saying is, I'm not sure how many guys are preparing their body for the marathon, as opposed to just getting out there and trying to run a marathon, and then when something goes wrong, they say a body at rest stays at rest.
Right.
And it's a lot of resting going on. And it's hard to compensate for that when you get back out there and you're trying to ramp your body back up.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think
that's just me.
Nah,
but I agree with you. Rob and I have talked about that too.
Over and over and over. It's just so disappointing. Let's I know we're going to talk about this, Chris, but Kyrie Irving made the big shot. We all know how talented he is.
That shot was incredible.
Yeah, it was a lefty.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was. But the most skilled player in the NBA, is that where he is?
Damian Lillard said that. Ever.
You're right, Chris.
Listen,
ever.
Man.
I know we get caught up with the prisoner of the moment because I say if he missed that shot and Damian Lillard said that, then maybe I would buy it. But that was
being said before. Chauncey Billups said it a few years ago. Jay
Williams
said it.
That's right. That's right. So here's the thing. You know what I figured out about our generation, fellas, and generations that preceded ours? We hate to hear it ever after anybody in this era. We hate to hear it. No matter what we're talking about. We can say this dude is the best ever, and then somebody going to say, man, well, I don't know. Well, what about, I don't know how many times I've said Steph Curry is the best shooter ever. And somebody's response is, well, he's the best shooter right now. It's debatable if he's the best shooter ever. The fact that that's debatable kind of puts a lot to rest for me.
Why can't that be debatable when he's never made a big shot in a big moment in the postseason? He's 0 for 14 with a chance to. I'm asking you why. Why can't somebody question that when he's 0 for 14 with a shot to tie the game or win it for his team? That's all. That's what makes it debatable. You can make all the logo shots you want.
No. So when you see, there are certain things that kind of stick out, right? So anytime there's a stats conversation, Wilt's name is going to pop up. You know it.
Right.
He's the first player to do X, Y, Z since Wilt Chamberlain, right? The other day I saw a graphic, and it was talking about guys to make 10 threes in a game. And there was about 8 or 9 guys on that list. And you add all of those guys together, and they didn't equate to what Steph Curry had done already with that. Like, sometimes we just like to debate things for the simple fact of debating things. Sometimes there is no debate. Who's a better shooter than Steph Curry in the history of the sport, Rob?
I disagree.
I totally agree with you, Antonio.
I disagree. And here's the no, it's not. Because this is the thing, Antonio, when you say there's no debate. The only thing you can't debate is 2 and 2 is 4. Everything else is up for debate almost in life. And what I'm saying to you is what you value might not be what other people value. Some people think, and let me give you, hold on. Let me give you Marv Levy took the Buffalo Bills to 4 straight Super Bowls.
I know.
Nobody's ever said he's the greatest NFL coach. Nobody. Why? Because they value. Because they value winning is what I'm saying.
That's comparing apples to oranges, Rob. But here, let me ask you a question. Since we're on this subject right here, in your opinion, who's a better shooter than Steph Curry?
No, my question would be, in a big spot, would I take Steph Curry to make the game-winning shot?
That's not what I just asked you.
No, I'm just giving you that.
I'm asking you a question. Since it's so debatable, who is Steph Curry debatable with as being the best shooter of all time?
No, the best shooter of all time has to have a signature shot, so I would take a lot of people before him.
That's not what I'm asking you. And we're not talking about signature shots. It's a lot of guys that have signature shots. Tim Duncan had a bank shot. Dirk Nowitzki had a one-leg fadeaway. It's a lot of guys that had signature shots.
Who would you take? Let me ask you. Here we go. You need a shot to win the game. Are you giving the ball? I'm asking you. Ray Allen, Reggie Miller, or Steph Curry to win the game. Who are you giving the ball to?
How much time is left?
Less than 20 seconds. 10 seconds.
I'm giving it to Steph.
Oh, no, you're not. Come on. He hasn't even made one of those shots.
We just saw him hit one against, who was that he hit one against
All right.
a couple weeks ago?
We can agree to disagree. Yeah, I think in order go ahead.
Let's get to the Pelicans, Antonio. That's, you're their TV color analyst. They've been playing great ball. 15, what are they? They've won 15 of their last 20. So 15-5.
Wow.
Moved up to the 5 seed, only a game behind the Clippers, who are now kind of, falling off. What has been the difference? Now, Zion's been huge with the 24 points a game over that span. Mm-hmm. Obviously, he's efficient. They got him bringing the ball up a lot. Like, how are they using him? Has he kind of finally figured this thing out, and is that the key to their success?
The thing is, I give Willie Green, I give head coach Willie Green a ton of credit because he's moving Zion all over the place. So there's a point where they start the game in point Zion, with point Zion, and they finish the game with point Zion. And here's the thing, fellas. With his ability to handle the ball, his center of gravity, and his difficult, tough layup making and touch around the rim, he's very difficult to guard. Very difficult to guard. And now he is available. And I'm not saying available for as far as playing. I'm saying available as far as playing for longer, more consistent. Right. So he's not just playing in 6-minute segments anymore. The other day I commented on our broadcast that he played the entire quarter. He's taking against the Clippers. He is taking challenges defensively. Oh, no. I got Kawhi Leonard. And when you have that, I tell you what was the turning point for me. And I don't even know what point of the year this was as far as games. I don't know if this coincides with the 15-5 or not. We played the Indiana Pacers in Indiana. Played the Knicks the night before. It was a back-to-back. Our plane was messed up. We walked into our hotel at Indiana at 6:30 in the morning on a back-to-back. And you know what? TJ, Zion, B.I., and Trey Murphy were all available that night against the Indiana Pacers. For me, that was the changing point of the season. Because that basically said it's go time.
So where are you on the Pacers? On the Pelicans. Are they making a run? Are they going to second round? Are they going to the Western?
I don't know.
Where are they?
I don't know yet. My thing with this team is the biggest Achilles heel for this team thus far has been their ability to close games.
Right.
And
they're 1-6, I think.
I need to see more. I need to see more because
so they don't make the big shot at the end, huh? Oh, I'm just asking.
No. It's not even a big shot.
I'm
It's
just.
It's flat out execution, and that has been the Achilles heel of this team all year long. You know, if they're up double figures, they're good. But it's when it comes down to late game, they have lost games that I can think of off the hand. Both games against Memphis at home, Houston, where it's nip and tuck back and forth, and you just lack execution down the stretch. And the only way to get that is through valuable reps being in that situation. I love where they are now, though. I love the way that they're playing right now. I love the mentality that this team has, the confidence that Willie Green continues to infuse in this roster. They check a lot of boxes.
A lot of people, including myself, and I think Rob, feel like Denver is clearly the number one team in the West. And so who would you, if you agree with that, if you don't, tell us why.
Yeah,
but if you agree, who do you think is like their biggest challenge in the West? Because I think all these teams are jam-packed together. But who do you think would be their biggest challenge?
To be honest with you, I don't know, because there are certain things, like, you guys know the way this works. I'm not telling you something you don't know. Like, it's all about matchups, right?
Right.
It's all about matchups. So OKC can't beat the Lakers. The Lakers can't beat Denver. Denver can't beat OKC.
Crazy.
You know what I
No. Matchups are huge, right? For whatever reason.
And that's really what I don't know the reason and rationale as to why, but I can tell you this. There are questions about all these teams in the Western Conference outside of the Denver Nuggets. There are questions about the New Orleans Pelicans. There are questions about the Minnesota Timberwolves. There are questions about the OKC Thunder. There are questions about the Phoenix Suns. There are questions about the LA Clippers. You could go down the list of different teams in the Western Conference, and every team has a question mark after their name. So the postseason is going to tell a lot.
It's going to be crazy, man.
Yeah, is there a progression? Is there a progression for the Oklahoma City Thunder? Because what teams usually don't do is not make the playoffs and then next year be a championship contender. That usually doesn't happen.
I was going to say, they're too young. Their oldest start is 25. I can't.
Right. And that's the issue that you run into with Minnesota. It is their late game execution. You know, their basketball IQ down the stretch. All these different teams have, question marks behind them outside of the Denver Nuggets. The only Denver Nuggets question mark is their depth.